Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. And I hope the weather is as gorgeous by you as it has been by me here. Oh my gosh. I'm in northern Illinois. Sorry, out of breath. I'm in northern Illinois, a southwest suburb of Chicago, and it has been absolutely gorgeous here the last few days. Yesterday, Mr. Wizard and I spent most of the day outside. We trimmed up a bunch of bushes. We started to get the yard ready for summertime. I'm really excited for it. I'm sorry I'm out of breath. I was getting ready to go live, and I realized I didn't have my glasses. So then I had to try and find them, and it was like the one time I need to find them. They're like hidden somewhere in the house. So I was running around the house. So give me just a second here to catch my breath. I apologize. Good morning to everybody that's in chat. I'll pop in and say hello to everybody there in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, so today we're going to be working on our Home Sweet Home project. We've been working on this one for a while. I think we're in like, I didn't look, but I think it's like part 8 or part 9. It's kind of crazy. Today we're going to be working on the body of the houses. So for those of you who don't remember, let me show you the pattern real quick so you guys can get an idea of what we're working on today. That's what it looks like. These cute little houses. They're absolutely adorable. We're going to be working on the stripes today. We finished the stars the last time we were together. So now we're going to be working on those the stripes, and the roofs are already done. So the next step is just going to be putting all these blocks together once we get those stripes done. So I've got the stripes laid out here already. We'll get to those in just a couple minutes. As soon as I calm down. My cough is much better today. I do still get a little bit of a cough when I get winded. So I'm going to try and really calm down here just for a minute. Give me a second. Yum, yum, yum. Speaking of, just in case you guys are interested, we do have some merch for the channel. I've been trying to remember to promote it a little bit more than if you are interested in getting one of these really cool coffee mugs, it's got a colored inside, and then it's got our logo on the outside. You can do !merch in chat. It'll give you a link. I think they're like $15 for the small one, and then there's another one that's all white. It doesn't have the colors on the inside. It's a little bit of a thicker mug. I think that one's a little bit more expensive. If you're interested, not required, but definitely if you're interested, make sure you check those out. So today we're going to be working on Home Sweet Home. Once we get these houses done, then it's going to be quick and easy. We're just going to be putting everything back together pretty quickly. I have not posted an official schedule for May. Things have just kind of gotten away from me. May just snuck right up on me. I'm not prepared for May, that is for sure. So I did just this morning before the live stream post for next week's live stream. We're going to be doing a very special Mother's Day live stream. It will still be on Sunday. It'll still be at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Today was running a little late. I'll explain that in a minute. We're also going to be doing one. We're going to be making a special project. So we're going to put all of our other projects on pause just for this 1 week. And we're going to do something really special. It's going to be a tulip table runner project, which I thought was really fitting for Mother's Day. It's really cute. Super easy to do. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Simple steps, simple blocks that you can use for that. So we'll throw that together, and hopefully I'll have a special guest. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. But hopefully I'll have a special guest. We'll see. So if you're interested in working on that project with us, I did put a link in the description box for the preview for that video. So if you're interested in following along with us, go find that video after we're done here. Go find that video preview, go into the description, and there's a link in there to show you how to get to the pattern. And then you can get all your pieces pre-cut and ready to go, and you'll be able to put it along with us, because I'm going to pre-cut everything ahead of time. We're not going to do any cutting next week. We're just going to be putting stuff together because I think we're going to have a great time. All right, let me hop into chat because it's distracting me because I feel like I'm missing something. So let me hop into chat, say hello to everybody there, and then we're going to go started with our Home Sweet Home project. So that's what we're going to do for today. You guys know I give a very special shout out to the first person that's in chat, and this morning it was Brat46. So good morning, Brat. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being a loyal follower. You are in just about every single one of my chats for every single live stream I have. So thank you so much for that. I truly, truly appreciate that. Linda, hello. Good morning to you as well. It's so great to see you. Linda is another another of our regulars, so I really appreciate her being here. Carrie, you're newer to the channel, if I remember correctly. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you back. Welcome back to the channel. Good morning, Katie. It's so great to see you. Katie's another one of our loyal followers. Jody as well. Hello, Jody. So good to see you. Another loyal follower. Betty. Hello. Betty, I love those little... She put little smiley face suns in her chat. They're so cute. They're so just adorable. I love them. Thank you so much for that. Just so bright and cheerful. I love that. That's so great. Fern King says hello to everyone. Hi, Fern. It's so great to see you. Naomi, good morning. Naomi put a big sunshine in hers as well. Must be beautiful weather over by her. Patty says hello, Danny, and everyone in the chat room. Hi, Patty. So good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Shirley's back. Hi, Shirley. It's so good to see you. If you guys aren't already a follower, make sure you head over to Shirley's channel. It's !Shirley in chat. She does a lot of really cool things. Super talented. Way more experience than I do. Fantastic lady. I love watching her videos. They're so much fun. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. She says, just popping in to see you all briefly. Well, Kelly, we appreciate you stopping in. We really appreciate that. Kelly's another one with her own channel. Make sure you go follow her, !Kelly in chat as well. She does a lot of really cool, fun things. She says, breakfast was delayed because son wanted to make hash browns. So hubby and I are leaving it to him. Speaking of breakfast, Kelly, thank you for reminding me. That is why the stream is delayed today. You guys that are regulars on my channel, you'll know that the first Sunday of every month, we do a virtual breakfast with our daughters. We have 5 daughters, all between the ages of, all in college or just recently graduated from college. So we do a virtual breakfast with them because they're kind of all over. Although for the summer, they're all starting to come home. So this was our last one through summer break. We'll skip summer break and we'll start again in the fall. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So that's why I was late this morning. We start the stream about a half an hour later on the first Sunday of every month to accommodate for that. So I apologize for not reminding you. Usually I send you guys a reminder in Facebook and I forgot. Have you ever done that? Have you ever forgot? Yeah, that was me. I did that. So thanks everyone for hanging out for that extra half an hour. I really appreciate it. Let's see. I feel like I'm skipping people here. Hang on. But Kelly hash brown sounds amazing. We did pancakes, bacon, and pineapple. I know, weird combo, but it was really good. It was really, really good. Julie, good morning. Hi, Julie. It's so great to see you. She says, hello, creative quilting souls. Oh, I love that. That's so great. It's so good to see you. Thanks so much. Hi, Lorraine. So good to see you as well. It is so great to see you. All of those are... Janice. Good morning, Janice. How are you? I hope you are well, Janice. I can't say that I've ever seen your name in chat before, or if I have, I apologize. It's not like stuck in the brain right now. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you're well. Make sure everybody says hello to Janice and welcomes her to the channel. It's The Right Way. That's the name of her handle there. It says The Right Way. I love that. That's awesome. I like the play on words. That's so much fun. That's the name of my channel. Is the play on words. I love it. It's so much fun. Oh, Sean is in chat today. Hi, Sean. Good morning. It's so great to see you. I know Sunday mornings can be a little bit tricky for Sean sometimes. So I really appreciate you hanging in there and spending a little bit of time with us. Thanks so much. Lorraine says, my voice is not in sync. It could be on your end. Lorraine, try refreshing. I don't know if anybody else is having issues, but if everybody is having issues, let me know. I'll see what I can do. I'm not sure that there's much I can, but Lorraine, try to refresh. See if that helps. Patty says, Danny, today I'm a couch potato. Do you ever have one of those days like that? Oh, Patty, honey, I think I have... Okay. This is the reason I am a couch potato. Or I am a couch potato, and this is why. This is what has happened because I'm a couch potato. That's probably better. No, honey, I totally understand what you're feeling. There are days where you're just completely unmotivated. Yesterday, I was actually supposed to come in here and cut up the fabric for the Mother's Day special that I was just telling you guys about. And I was just like, I'm just not feeling it. So I did my yard work outside, which was exhausting enough as it is. But I did my yard work outside. I came in the house, and then I just sat on the couch and played some computer games the rest of the day. So, honey, I totally feel you. You are allowed a day off. You are allowed a day to just do nothing if that's what you need, because that is your body's way of telling you that you've done too much. So take the day. Take the day, relax away, take a nap, take some sips of some good wine, whatever you want to do. Take the day just for you. Don't feel bad about it at all. Absolutely. Couch potato is fine by me. Excuse me. Okay, Janice. Well, I apologize for that. Yeah, I haven't seen your name in chat before. She says, I've been here before many times, but not always in chat. Well, I apologize if I missed you before. I'm just glad you're here now. Sean says, good day, Danny. Glad I could pop in for a bit. Yeah, me too. Hi, Dawn. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Hi, Denise. Welcome back. Denise, I think, is newer to the channel as well, so welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us today. Patty says, I have a comfort cushion. Awesome. That makes it even better. Awesome. Fern says, I need to get my quilting mojo moving. Yeah, we all have those days. We really do. We all have those days where it's just like we just cannot get our stuff together. Judy says, already took my nap early today. My goodness, girl. What time is it there? Because it's only 11 o'clock here if you've already taken a nap. Of course, you could have been up very early, too. We don't judge. Or at least we try not to. Awesome. Well, it's so great to see everybody in chat. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a great time. So, home sweet home. That is where we are at today. I still have a little bit of this cough. I promise you, it is much better than it has been. It is slowly going away, but it still comes back every once in a while. You know, just, it's like that annoying bad habit that just will not go away. So, all right, so we're going to be putting together some strips today. So it's going to be super easy sewing. It's 3 red ones to 2 white ones. I call them white ones, but they're like a white and they're like printed, obviously. So there's 5 strips total. And then we're going to be attaching those to the right sides of our stars. Let me show you our stars from last time in case you weren't here with us. Let me show you what those look like real quick. These are our stars. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. And then these are the roofs of our houses. I'll just pull one out so you guys can see it. That's the roof. So this is the width of the block. Minus the border, because there's a border that goes all the way around it. But this is the width of the block. And then the height of the block is this piece here with this star down here. And then our little stripes that we're going to be putting together today. So that's going to be the size of the block. So I think it's at 13 by 13 is the total size of the blocks. So they're pretty decent sized blocks. And I just love them. They're just so cute. So cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the stripes together. Hi, Chloe. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. How's the weather by you? I hope it's nice. I know there's been some nasty storms rolling in here the last few weeks, days. I know there's been some nasty storms rolling in just about everywhere. So hopefully everybody is through all of that. Oh, okay. So the trick to this is we need to keep all of the same fabrics together. So we need to make sure that all of our red stripes are the same fabric, and we need to make sure all of our white stripes are the same fabric. So then we're going to match up the white fabric pieces to the white fabric on the stars so that everything kind of ties together. Chloe says, in Rhode Island, it's cool and cloudy. It's going to be much cooler today. Hiccups now. First it's coughs, now it's hiccups. Go figure. It's going to be much cooler today than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was almost 80 degrees yesterday here in northern Illinois. And today it's only supposed to be in almost the 70s. It's supposed to be like 69 or something because it rained. Some nasty rain came through last night. Nothing too crazy, but just enough to kind of cool everything back down. So it's going to be a little crazy. A little cooler today. It'll be a nice day to stay indoors. Of course, it'll probably be a nice day to be outside too. By me, they're doing this, we're close to the Fox River. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the area, but we're close to the Fox River, and they're doing this wine on the fox thing, in the town next to me, so it's going to be kind of cool. The kids, Tony and Lucas went and did that yesterday. They went and did that for fun, so that was kind of fun. All right. So I think what I'm going to do to kind of speed things up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and chain piece these. And I'm just going to put a white one to a red one on every single one, because then that way we can kind of put those together. And then we're just going to add an extra red one. So I think that's what I'm going to do to just kind of chain piece this stuff up a little bit further together. Dawn says another rainy weekend by her. Fern says 71 and cloudy. Sorry, just checking the chat here. For the most part, it sounds like pretty good weather for just about everybody. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and chain piece these up and hopefully save ourselves a little bit of time here. So we're just going to chain them all up together. So I'm going to put a red one on the bottom and a white one on the top. We're just going to go all the way through. There we go. All right. I think that I told you guys a couple weeks ago that recently Lucas, our moderator Lucas, has started learning how to sew. He's taken a couple of lessons from me so far, and he's been practicing. He's doing really well. He does a great straight stitch. He's just got to work a little bit more on his seam allowances. I'm going to get him a guided presser foot to help him with that, so that it makes things a little bit easier for him. But he's doing fantastic. His stitching is straight. He's doing a great job of spinning things, stuff like that. So he's doing very well. So I'm excited to start working on that. We've picked out a project for him. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but we've picked out a charm square project for him. I've got to take a look at the pattern in a couple of days and make sure that it's going to work okay. We're going to start, he's going to be learning how to be cutting pieces here soon. That's our next lesson plan, is we're going to be working on cutting fabrics, learning how to, he knows how to read a ruler, obviously, but to, use the rotary cutter safely and correctly, how to, work with the ruler, tips and tricks on how to cut fabrics, to be important. And then we're going to get started on his project. I'm hoping to have him on a live stream here either in May or in June. We'll have to wait and see. I had one scheduled in May, but I'm not sure that it's going to work out. We'll have to take a look at it and see where he's at. Not a big deal. What is everybody else working on, or have you just been outside enjoying all the beautiful weather? It has been so gorgeous out there. Fern says they turned their air conditioning on 2 days ago. It's the humidity. Yeah, it has been pretty humid the last few days. Luckily, for us, it's been like humid for a little bit and then it cools off. So I haven't had to turn our AC on yet. I seriously considered it yesterday. Because it was starting to get a little sticky in the house, but it actually cooled down, so it wasn't too bad. Hi, Beverly. Good morning. I didn't see you sneak in there. Good morning. I hope you're well. Denise says she's working on string blocks while listening. Oh, Denise, what are string blocks? I'm always learning new things from you guys. I can't say that I've ever heard of string blocks before. So what are those? Tell me more. Julie says she's working on her hexie quilt. Yes, Julie, you posted pictures of that on our Facebook group. It's super cool. You have way more patience than I do. I would not be able to work on a hexie block quilt. I wouldn't be able to do it. Fern, I'm with you. I understand. Fern says her and her husband have breathing issues, so they have to be really careful. I completely understand where you're coming from. I have asthma myself, so I do also have to be careful of what I'm doing as well. The humidity can make things difficult sometimes, although I am a very light asthmatic. There are much, much worse cases out there than me. I have like borderline asthma, so I don't I don't say that for sympathy, because I know there are a lot of people out there that have it way, way worse than I do. But I do understand where you're coming from, at least a little bit. My breathing issues haven't been too bad just yet, but I know that as the summer starts to get warmer and things start to get even more humid, that's when I will probably end up with issues myself. So I've already talked to my doctor, and we're already kind of prepping for it, especially with the allergy season as well. So we're doing some things to be proactive. Hi, Tracy. Good morning. I saw Tracy pop in, so good morning to you. I hope you're well. So great to see you. I don't know where a moderator is. I know he was here for breakfast this morning. He's probably busy. I'm sure Tony's got him busy doing something. Oh, that's right. He had to run an errand for his dad. That's right. I remember now. He left breakfast this morning to go run an errand for his dad. Not a big deal. I'm sure he'll pop in later if he has time. If not, that's okay. He actually came over for breakfast this morning because I told you Tony's home for the summer. My daughter Tony, she's home for the summer. So excuse me, Lucas actually physically came over for breakfast as opposed to joining via our virtual breakfast. It's playing those slot machine games. Oh, I know what you're talking about now, Denise. Yes, I do that. I did that for when we made our Christmas ornaments. I didn't realize that's what you would call it, but yes, I understand what she's talking about now. She says sewing strips to a backing. So it could either be paper, or it could be a fabric foundation, or it could even be batting. It's usually 1.5 or 2 inch strips, and you sew them to the paper, to the background, and then you attach those other pieces. I totally understand what you're saying now. That makes. I just didn't realize that that's what you called it. Not good with the terminology sometimes. Not always good with the terminology. But yeah, so Tony is home for the summer. She came home on Friday. My other daughter, Taylor, because you guys know I have twin girls. Taylor is staying out in Peoria. She goes to Bradley University in Peoria. She's staying out there. She's got her apartment for the school year, through the summer. And she's got a part-time job out there. So she's going to stay out there. She's going to work as many hours as she can over the summer. Try and bank a bunch of money so she doesn't have to borrow anything for school next year. So she's going to stay out there. Mr. Wizard also has twin girls. They graduated from college last year. We have one that's getting ready to graduate from graduate school. She went on to get her master's. And then we have another one that lives down in Florida. And then Mr. Wizard has a third daughter who was just finished up her freshman year at Kentucky State. I think it's the one in Bowling Green. I think that's Kentucky State. So she is home for the summer as well. We haven't seen her yet, but I'm sure she'll come by soon. I think she just got home on Friday or Saturday. Her mom went and got her. Putting these strips together here. Good morning, Sylvia. Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. She wants to know, did they come home or are they staying home? Tony is home for the summer. She has one more year of college. She's a junior this year. She'll be a senior next year. So she has one more year of school left. Our daughter from graduate school has, she's just finishing up her graduate program. So she'll be home officially here soon with her master's. The daughter from Kentucky is home for the summer, so she just finished her freshman year, so she'll be home for the summer, and then she'll go back in the fall. And then the one in Florida actually lives in Florida, so she will stay. She's obviously staying there. Congratulations on whoever it was that had the big win on the slots. Apparently the slots are paying out right now, so now's a good time to play. Excuse me. Speaking of thimble redemptions, all of the thimble redemptions and prize winners were mailed on Friday. So hopefully you should be getting them in a few days. There was some confusion over the postage that we used, so hopefully they make it there. For some reason, the young lady behind the counter thought that we had used the wrong postage, but it's the same postage we always use, so I'm not really sure. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. So there might be a delay. We'll have to wait and see. I'll let you know if there is. So, yeah. Things are going to get a little dicey here on the channel for a little bit coming up soon. In June, I've got a bunch of small weekend vacations scheduled. So, there's going to be a couple of weekends in June that we're not going to have a live stream. I'll try and let you guys know ahead of time. I'm going to try to get a schedule going for it so that you guys have a better idea of what's happening. And then in July... hopefully in July, we're going to be moving sewing rooms. We're going to be doing some construction around the house here and moving our sewing room. So I'm hoping to be back on the channel by the second weekend in July. But things might have to get postponed a little bit. We'll just have to wait and see. So there's going to be a couple of weeks there that we're going to have to skip for a variety of reasons, obviously. I don't think I did this correctly because I don't have any with this stripe here and I need some with this stripe. So I don't think I did this correctly. I think I'm going to have to pull some of these out because I need to make sure that I have the same fabric on the whole block. So I wasn't really thinking. So it looks like we're going to be spending some time with Jack this morning. Hi, Jean. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining me today. I thought I was going to try and do something speedy, and I think I just messed some things up. So we're going to have to take a gander at this, see if we can figure it out. Because I should have grabbed some pieces from each of these fabrics so that we had our third stripe, and I didn't. So we'll have to grab them in just a second. I wasn't really thinking. That's what happens when you try to do two things at once, you know, try to run a live stream and sew pieces together. So, let's see. So that's one. I have to take these two out. Just take those two out. So for each block, we need 3 pieces of the red and 2 pieces of the white. So what has happened is I forgot to grab the extra piece of the red when I was doing this. So I need to pull those out. So I have to pull all of these out. And there should be enough in there for those. So let's grab our seam ripper and pull these. You know, it would not be the channel if I didn't mess something up, right? So I'm glad I figured it out before I ironed all the pieces open. I always hate pulling them out once you've ironed them. It's such a pain, in my opinion. Next, no, 2 weeks, we'll be doing our After Dark edition. Oops, because I dropped pieces on the floor. It's going to be a week later than normal. Usually I try to do it the second weekend of the month, but this time I'm going to be doing it third weekend of the month. I've got some family obligations, so I need to take care of that first. I have no idea what the theme will be. Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't. My special guests have not informed me. She gives the thanks for that gives me time to stock up. Right, Jean? I told you. Yeah, buy a bottle a week. That way you don't have to spend too much time and too much money in 1 week, and you should be good by then. For those of you who don't know what Jean is talking about, we may partake in alcoholic beverages on the channel for the After Dark edition, and usually we don't encourage it. You know, you do what you want to do, but usually there's wine involved, or some type of alcoholic beverage of some kind. Fern wants to know, is this a quilt or a wall hanging? Fern, that's a fantastic question. I'm not entirely certain. It is... No, this is definitely a quilt. That is right. This is a 57... It'll finish 57 by 67. It's definitely a quilt. There are 12 blocks total, and each block is 13 by 13, and it will have sashing in between. So... This is some light gray backing in between. There's some light gray sashing in between. Yes, I'm glad I caught it early. You're right, Fern. Yeah, at least I figured out what I did wrong pretty early on. So I always end up I always end up doing something wrong. It's just kind of the way I go. It's kind of how we roll on this channel. So there aren't too many to pull out, but we'll pull them out so we can get the stripes back going. So, I'm going to take this red one here, put it with that one. Those two there. Oops. Drop it again. It says we're going to be making 12 total. 4, 6, 8. Okay. Looks like we've got some extra pieces here, I think. looks like maybe there's a couple extra. This one is being stubborn to pull apart. Chloe, thank you for reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you guys got a minute, if you could go over and tickle that like button over there, that'd be great for me. It seems like such a small thing, but it truly does help out the channel significantly. It really helps. I mean, in any channel, really, not just mine, but any channel. It truly helps with the algorithms. All right, so that one goes there. This one goes over here. No, that's not the same fabric. This one goes over here. Hi Gladys, good morning. Thanks so much for joining me today. Happy Sunday morning to you. Gladys joins Kathy on her channel a lot. So if you want to hang out with Gladys for a little while, or with Kathy, or any of Kathy's other special guests, they have an amazing time over there. Make sure you go check out Kathy's channel on exclamationpointkathy.com or !Kathy. It'll give you a link to her channel. I think Gladys has her own channel as well, if I remember correctly. So make sure you check her out also. We have a lot of content creator friends on this channel. We like to support each other as much as we can. Fern says 17 thumbs up and 42 watching. Well, that doesn't seem like very good numbers, now does it? Even if you are watching the channel and not participating in chat, you can still give a thumbs up. If you would, that would be great. Gladys says, yes, she does. She does have her own channel. I think I have you set up, Gladys. I'm not sure. If you do !Gladys in chat, see if that gives you a link. If not, I will make a note and ask Lucas to set it up for us. I believe he is offline right now. He's helping his dad out with something, so. Carrie, honey, you gotta put it no space in between the ! And thimbles. I know it's weird, but that's just the way the commands work. Sylvia says, shows 23 here. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for that. I appreciate y'all coming together and taking care of that for us. That's what happens when you sew pieces together wrong. You gotta pull them back apart. Luckily, there aren't too many, so it shouldn't take me too long to pull them apart. But you know, it really wouldn't be this channel. For a while there, we considered Jack the co-host of the show. Because he made an appearance on every channel, or every episode at least. And things have gotten better. I think I've just gotten better at paying attention to what I'm doing. So he's not out as much as he used to be, but he's still needed. He's still quite needed, you know. In fact, if you redeem your thimbles for a random notion, you may just get one of your very own jacks. I do have a bunch of these in my notion box. Oh. I feel like I have more pieces than I need. I'll have to wait and see. Because if this says I only need 12 blocks, then I have way more pieces than I need. Jody, that is an awesome best practice to have. She says her best practice is as soon as she enters the chat, she always hits that like button, or anytime she watches a video, she hits that like button first. That is a great practice to have. And I think that you're even able to hit that like button if you're not like some people don't have an account on YouTube. I think you're still able to hit that like button even if you don't have an account. I could be wrong on that though. You might actually have to have an account. I know that in order to participate in chat, you have to set yourself up with a channel, but that's just for security reasons. You don't actually have to have a legitimate channel. Like you don't have to post anything on it or things like that, like I do. It's just for security reasons. It's so that in order for you to be able to participate in chat, you have to be able to acknowledge, your age and, your location and things like that. It's for legal reasons. It's not for, you're not forced to create your own channel. You're not forced to host a YouTube channel like I do. It's just for security reasons. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go over here. 2 more to go, guys. Sorry about this. It is what it is. Doesn't take that long. Couple minutes. We were moving right along there for a minute, but I forgot about that third stripe for each one. So I need to check something because I need to make sure that the white blocks, that I have the same amount of these white ones as I do for the stars. So I'm going to have to double check and make sure that I have enough. I feel like I counted wrong. So let's give us just a second here. After we're done pulling these apart, we're going to pull up our stars. Just make sure we have the right amount. The blocks are all randomly placed, but the pieces within the blocks are kind of the same. Not so that it keeps kind of that same color palette, I guess, if you will. All the stripes are the same red and the same white, and then the white in the stars is the same, and the roof is the same, and so that kind of thing. So. Probably should have coordinated it a little bit better. Oh. That one. One more. One more. Terry wants. Oh, hi. Good morning, Terry. I'm sorry I didn't see you sneak in there. She says she wants to know if I'm still not feeling well. Terry, I am feeling better. I still have a little bit of a cough going. It's better than it was last weekend. I'm not sucking on cough drops every 10 seconds, so it is better. They say the cough is usually the longest thing. It usually lasts the longest because your lungs take a while to clear out all that crap. But I am feeling well enough. My allergies are bothering me a little bit, as I'm sure are everyone's, especially with all this rain that we've been getting, kicks everything up. But otherwise I'm feeling well. So thank you for asking that. I appreciate that. She's referring to a couple weeks ago when I was really sick. Obviously not like hospitalized sick, but I mean there's people out there that are much, much more sick than I was. I had a cold, basically, but I am doing better, so thank you for that. Katie says, pressing and trimming snowball blocks this morning. Oh, that sounds like fun. I like the snowball blocks. They're a lot of fun. I love how they end up turning out. You use those a lot with like a heart pattern. We've used those in the heart pattern. We use those with the snowflake, the clover mug rugs we did. We used the snowball pattern or the snowball technique. I like those. Those are fun. Terry, I agree with you. She says she wishes none of us ever had to face illness. I have to agree. But yeah, they said 6 weeks for the cough. It's like, ugh. But it's like, it's really just more of like a tickle in my throat now. It's more just an annoyance than anything. When I get winded, it has a tendency to come back. So it's a little bit. So let me check on this. I want to make sure that I have what I need here. Okay, so I need, because I needed to make 2 more blocks, or 2 more strip sets, but I needed to figure out which color I needed. So I need one of the stars and one of the other one. Oh. Hang on. Hold the phone. I've got more in here than I thought. I have one of those. One of these. Huh. Alright, well, let's see what we got. 2, 4, 6, 8. This says I only need 2 more, but this says I need 4 more. So I wonder if I just made extra ones. I wonder if I just made extras. Well, we're going to find out, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. We're going to find out here. Hang on. We're going to do a little bit of math here. I think... Oh, maybe I do have enough. I remember that one of the red pieces I had cut incorrectly, and so I had to find something in my stash. So this gingham, I think it's called, pattern here is an extra one that I had in my stash, and it looks like I'm going to have 3 of those, and then 2 of the other ones. That's okay, though. Oh, wait. I have one more here. 4 of those. 4 of those and 2 of the other ones. That's okay. That's okay, though. All right, so let me sew these up real quick. So that we can kind of get everything moving here. Sorry that it's taken me a minute to kind of get organized here. So, because we need 3 red stripes and 2 white stripes for every one of these blocks, and that's what was kind of screwing me up a little bit. Is I didn't grab that 3rd red stripe when I was sewing them up together. I just kind of sewed them up in the table, and of course now I'm out of a bobbin. Oh my gosh, what the heck? So if it's not one thing, it's another. I ran out of bobbin, people, and I lost the race. I have this much left to sew. Much. So I lost the race. I lost this one. You can't win them all, you know. You can't win them all. Pull the bobbin out here. I'll wind a new one up. Terry says, I'm going to go sew up my next clue. Awesome, Terry. Yeah, they didn't email them out. I printed up clue 4 because I told you guys I bought a second colorway. So now I'm getting them emailed to me and mailed because my initial colorway gets mailed to me every month. And then my second one just gets emailed to me as a backup. So I did get it. They have been put in the mail from what I understand. So you should be getting yours soon. The mail has been super slow lately. So kind of be a little patient with it. There we go. Over. I apologize if you guys can hear Mr. Wizard yelling at the dogs in the background. He's a little loud this morning. Usually he's pretty quiet. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Bobbin chicken. Yeah, I totally lost the bobbin chicken this time. If you guys are members on our Facebook page, I did post a picture the other day that I did win the other day, but today I lost. Today I lost the bobbin chicken race. I think I have extra pieces because the pattern says I need 12, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with 14. So maybe I just have some extra houses. I'm not sure. But I will sew them up anyway because I have a tendency to forget what it was I did in previous episodes. So I'll just sew up everything, and if I end up with scraps, it's fine. These houses are really cute. I could make some table runners or something with them. I'm definitely going to hang on to this pattern because I love these little houses. They're so cute. Okay. Last set, and then we can actually start putting these stripes together. Sylvia says no luck in the slots. Well, Sylvia, everybody else seems to have had some luck earlier in the stream. I'm not sure if the luck has run out for them, but they were having some pretty good payouts earlier today. I gotta tell you guys, you know, I love quilting. It's become one of my absolute favorite hobbies, obviously for many reasons. But this straight stitch sewing with these longer pieces, it's just so satisfying. You know, don't get me wrong, I don't mind working with the smaller pieces like the cotton cut stuff, the triangles and putting all those pieces together. I don't mind so much, but these longer sewing pieces, they're just so satisfying. It's like the other ones I really like are like when you do a jelly roll race or you're sewing jelly roll strips up together. Those are just so satisfying because it's like you're just sitting there and you're just sewing a straight line for like a while. You know, you're not messing with it. You're not fighting with a seam. You're not doing. It's so satisfying to just sew up a jelly roll. And some days when I really just have zero motivation and I'm just not sure what to do, I will actually do that. I will pull out a jelly roll from my stash because I do have quite a few jelly rolls in my stash, and I'll just put a jelly roll race together. I'll just start sewing it up together. I'll just sew it in one long strip together. You know, just keep sewing the strips up together until I get this huge strip tube, and then I try to figure out what to do with it from there. So, all right. So let's go ahead and iron these up so that we can do something with them. I like to iron up my pieces after I'm done sewing with them. So then that way everything lays nice and flat when I'm trying to put everything back together. And so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and iron everything open. Does it say? It says to iron everything towards the red fabric. Well, I'll iron these up one at a time and then sew them together. And that's how we're going to work. So I've got these two. So I've got 4 strips here. Toward the red. Toward the red. Grab a drink from our So Not an Expert coffee mug. Brett said, I played twice and broke even. Not much of a gambler myself either. The good news is there's no actual money that exchanges hands, so if you end up losing all of your thimbles, it's not a big deal. We'll get them back for you. We'll get you some back so you can keep playing. The idea is to have fun playing. It's not about winning or losing. All right. So these two can now be sewn up together. This one. I'm going to set these two off to the side for now. Sylvia says, I won. My partner's doing the dishes. That is a definite one in my book, Sylvia. 100%. Mr. Wizard does a lot of the dishes most of the time here at our house. But that's because I do the majority of the cooking. But I do try to do the dishes whenever I see that they need to be done. Anybody have any fun plans for things that they're going to be doing outside today? I said yesterday that Mr. Wizard and I did some bush trimming. We have some big bushes in the front yard. We have this burning bush. I swear to God, the thing is almost as tall as the house. It's massive. And it was in severe need of a trim. So we did that yesterday. We basically butchered it. It's pretty sad looking right now, but it'll fill back in. And then we have another one, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it. It's really pretty. It's this like really deep purple leaves, and it stays purple. You guys know purple's one of my favorite colors. It stays purple throughout the time. It doesn't really turn to a different color. It just stays purple. It's not a Japanese maple leaf. I know that because I do have one of those too. It's not that. It's something else. I can't remember the name of it now. But that one there was some branches in the center of it that had died off, and it was in desperate need of a a trim as well, so we went ahead and trimmed that one up too while we were at it. And then we did not trim them. We have a lilac bush here in the back. We did not trim that one up yet because that one is still in bloom. Lilac bushes, you do not want to trim those until after they have finished blooming. At least that's what I've always been told. Most trees that have a flower or some type of thing like that, you really want to wait until after the blooms have died off before you trim it. Because that's what I've been told anyway. I really don't know anything about it. So I am not an expert when it comes to that or anything else really, but that's just what I've been told by other people that I do consider experts. Right. Moving right along here. Sylvia wants to know, do I have a pic of the quilt I'm making? Yes, Sylvia, give me a second. I'll show it to you. She says, Brad46 says, cold and damp here. Ugh, I hate that. Sylvia says, trying to finish the place border for the quilt and setting up new flower pots. Ooh, that's fun. Fern says, we have our garden out. Also, my husband planted flowers outside for Mother's Day. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, the rule here in Northern Illinois is don't plant anything before Mother's Day. Because the threat of frost is still upon us until about then. Excuse me. Do I mean a sand cherry shrub? Brett46 is a distinct possibility. I don't know the actual name of it at all. I'd need to see a picture of it to know for sure. I'll try and remember to see if I can text my mom about it and ask her, because my mom has one as well, and I'll ask her about it and post it on our Facebook. This is the pattern that we're making. It's called Home Sweet Home. Fern says, we trimmed our lilac bush last year. It came back bushier this year. Yeah, it will do that. Yeah, absolutely. That's why they do say to trim them in the fall. The fall. At least wait until after it blooms. I know that for sure. But we'll need to trim ours again. Hi, Melissa. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Sunday morning, or almost Sunday afternoon, I guess, to you. We started our stream a little bit late today because it is the first Sunday of the month. So we'll run a little bit late today, too. I washed my hair this morning, so right now it's like extra fluffy. It's in the way. It's too long. I really need to get it trimmed, and I just am too cheap to go get it cut. Because haircuts are so expensive nowadays. My sister-in-law usually takes care of my hair for me. I still pay her for it. I mean, it's not like I make her do it for free. I still give her money for it. But it's cheaper for her to do it than it is to have go to an actual salon and have it done. But even the inexpensive, the quick haircut places, I don't want to name any names, but the quick ones are expensive. Mr. Wizard went and got his haircut yesterday, and he said that the cost of haircuts has gone up. It's just so silly. I used to have Taylor, my daughter Taylor, cut it for me because it's just a straight cut all the way across, and she can do that. So I used to have her do it for me. We actually owned a pair of hair cutting shears. but she's not here, so she doesn't live here anymore, so she can't help. And Tony, I've asked Tony to do it a couple times, and it's not really something that interests her. I think because it takes too long. Yes, you see how you need the stripes now. Yeah, the stripes are they're part of the house, the body of the house. So it's kind of like a flag, but not really, you know, because they're part of the houses. Yeah, I get that. You're trying to figure out how the heck am I using these stripes? Yeah. Yep. This pattern, wow, that was weird. This is a Jolly Box exclusive pattern from Fat Quarter Shop. The Jolly Box was from a couple of years ago. I'm kind of behind on my boxes. And I love the pattern. It was just so cute. I didn't have time to put it together at the time. So, I love the little houses. They're just so cute. And I will definitely be keeping this pattern to use with something else at another date. Because, like I said, I really like the colors. It's a fat quarter friendly project. So we started out with fat quarters and we cut them to our sizes that we needed. With some yardage fabric. There is some yardage that you need as well. It's been a couple of years, so the pattern might be available at Fat Quarter Shop now. I know that they do release the patterns after a little while, but for a little bit, they keep them exclusive to the boxes. But it might be available now. This was honestly the last project box I think I've bought from the Fat Quarter Shop. I've bought a couple of them from there. The thing I'm not really thrilled about is the fact that they don't give you everything you need to finish the project. They give you the focus fabric. They give you the they give you some notions. They don't give you the yardage fabric that you usually need to finish the project. So you usually have to go back and buy the rest of it in order to make the project, which to me is just frustrating. I would much rather pay the price for the box and it include everything. You know, it'd be an exclusive kit. So I was a little flustered about that. That's happened a couple times with a couple of the boxes that I bought from them. And I didn't really prefer that. I've bought box kits from other people or other companies, and they give you everything. You know, even they give you everything. The yardage, the pre-cuts, the whole thing. And they even usually give you a spool of thread to go along with it. I can't remember if I got a spool of thread in this kit. Honestly, it's been so long. And even the notions that we got in this particular kit, they weren't really sewing notions. Like, there was a needle minder. There was a magnetic needle minder, which was not bad. But then there was like a Post-it note holder and something else, or a bar of soap. I mean, it just wasn't. To me, they weren't very useful or helpful notions, and so I was really disappointed by it, and so I really haven't bought any of them since. Plus, I have way too many projects going anyway, so I couldn't really. For those of you who are familiar with her, Stephanie of Stephanie Stitches, or We Sew Together with Stephanie Stitches now, or something. I forget what her channel name is now. She has an Etsy shop where she sells project kits that she has curated and she has put together herself. And I really, truly enjoy those. They're a little more expensive. They're like $80 for the kit. But you get everything. You get everything you need. She gives you everything you need. All of the fabric pieces that you need. Usually there's a pre-cut of some kind in there, a jelly roll or layer cake or something in there. But she gives it all to you. You don't have to worry about finding something in your stash to put with it or anything like that. And that's really, to me, that's what a project kit should be, in my opinion. Sylvia says buying yardage is costly in time and money, so not good for me either. No, I agree. I don't mind working with yardage for these projects when it requires it. I don't mind it so much as long as they're not huge pieces of yardage. Like if you need like 4 or 5 yards to do something with, that's a little challenging to say the least. Because I have such a small sewing space here, and it's difficult for me to cut up those big pieces of yardage in my small space. I can do it. It's a challenge for sure. I prefer not to. But that's why we all work with pre-cuts, right? It's because they're smaller, they're easier to work with, they're easier to cut into the smaller pieces that we need. But yardage is less expensive with regards to comparing it to pre-cuts. I mean, obviously with pre-cuts, you're paying for the labor of it being pre-cut, you know, and the fact that you're paying for the different types of fabrics that they're curating it with, you know, the different collections. Oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Apparently I didn't get very good sleep last night. I thought I slept pretty well. It felt pretty good when I got up this morning. Alright, so this is the last of our stripe sets. Now we have to add the third stripe, the third red stripe onto all of these. So let me just separate them out, and then we're going to press them open and sew on that third stripe. Now, obviously, this project should not take you nearly as long as it has taken me so far to do from start to finish, and that's just because I spend I make that all exclusively on the live streams, and I take some time to chat with you guys about things, show you what I'm doing, that kind of stuff. So it's still up. Okay. So on our 5th strip to this, and then that will give us our stripe block that we need. Let me get these sewn up together, and then I can show you guys what the blocks are going to look like, because we'll have all the pieces to put them together. We're not going to get them put together today, obviously. There's not going to be enough time, but we should be able to get them together in our next episode. We will get the whole block together, and then we can start on the sashing. I can't remember if I've cut the fabric for the sashing already or not. I know I have the fabric, I just don't remember if I've cut it or not. I like to finger press everything before I give it a hard press. That kind of lets it lay a little flat before I get the iron on top of it. Quiet day today. I'm sure I've mentioned it a million times before, but having this little bitty ironing station sitting right here next to the machine has been a complete game changer for me, especially with these smaller pieces. Now, obviously, when when we start to get to the rows and the full size blocks and things like that, it becomes a little bit more of a time or a real estate issue. I'm not having as much space to work with, but with these smaller pieces, being able to just take the iron and give it a quick press to make sure everything lays nice and flat for the next step has really been a game changer for me. And I know that you guys probably have never seen me not do it here on the channel, because I started doing this before I started the channel. But it is super helpful. Super, super helpful. And then, I really don't have a separate ironing station in this room. I might in my next room, depending on how the layout goes. We'll see. Have to wait and see how things go. But right now, I don't have one. And having the little table right here really, really helps. And it's just a folding table tray. So it's a little bit more sturdy than the set that you would normally buy. This is a single one. I bought this one by itself from Walmart. It's a plastic. It's got a plastic top as opposed to a wood top and a nice metal frame. Folds up a little bit differently than your traditional ones. I think but it's really sturdy. It doesn't wobble a lot. And then I have a ironing mat on top of that to protect the table. It's a heat resistant mat that you would normally put on top of like a dryer or any type of a surface like that for your ironing. It says, the directions say that you can iron right on the mat, but I don't know that I trust that. It does help keep the heat away from the table, which you can also use a piece of foil. You did not need to buy the mat itself. You could just use a piece of foil. And then on top of that, I have my wool pressing mat, and I love my wool pressing mat. That to me was also a game changer, because I no longer have to put any type of water or anything in my iron. I don't have to use the steam function on my iron anymore, which makes it so that there's no leaking, there's no like crusties inside the iron. I don't have to deal with any of that anymore, so which is wonderful. I feel like the iron lasts me longer now because it's not got the liquid in it. And if I really get in a situation where I need steam, or if I got a really hard seam crinkle that just will not come out, I do have a water bottle, a spray water bottle that I use up here. I've got it up there with distilled water in it. It's not tap water, it's distilled water in there. So it's the water that I would have traditionally put inside of my iron, but it's in the spray bottle instead. And I just spritz a little bit on the fabric and then iron that up, and that seems to help quite a bit. And then again, I don't have the water in the iron. The iron is lighter because the water's not in there. It's not swishing around. That's just me. I mean, everybody has their own preferences. They have their own, you know, they prefer to do things their own way. Crap. I ironed up I ironed that the wrong way. Everyone has their own preferences, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why they offer so many different options to choose from, so that people can choose their own. The fabric's really hot. I had to iron it twice now. Ooh, it's really hot. So that's just what I prefer. Sylvia says, my iron hasn't seen water in it for years. Sylvia, I'm with you. This one did see water in it initially when I first got it, but it has not since I kind of learned about the wool pressing mat and things. And don't get me wrong, the wool pressing mats are expensive. They're not cheap by any means. They are very expensive, but they do seem to last you quite a long time. And if you take care of them, they will last you forever. They are washable. They take a little bit to wash, and they take a really long time to dry because they're so dense. But they do wash up really nicely. I have had to wash mine before. It does get a little bit of a burn on it in places if you use the same place a lot. It can get a little brown from burning, but again, I just wash it and that seems to go away. It's definitely an investment, though, 100%. But I feel like this was a better investment than having to replace my iron all the time. Again, personal opinion. This is just my opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own, and we respect them all, especially here on this channel. Fern says she uses a spray bottle for water, as do I. Fern, I actually have a misting bottle. I don't even use your traditional squirt bottle. You guys have seen my misting bottle for my starch. I have one for water as well. So it gives a very fine mist instead of like a squirt. It works, again, my opinion, but I think it works really well. I think it saturates the fabric in just the right manner, that it allows for nice steam. To really get those creases out when they're being stubborn. For the most part, I really don't need to use it though. The wool pressing mat, I'm going to say 90 to 95% of the time gets rid of the wrinkles all on its own. It's just every once in a while, we all know we get those stubborn ones that just will not let go. It needs a little extra help. Sylvia says, I made an ironing station, batting, plywood, and cover. Also a wool mat to use when wanted. Yeah, that's fantastic too. If you have the space for something like that, that is an excellent idea. And I'm hoping that when I move into my new sewing space, I can kind of reorganize it to give myself a better sewing station. I'd actually like to get a top. I'd like to build a top for our antique sewing table that we had out not too long ago. Her name is Sis. We named her Sis. She's still in the room with me. She's just off camera over here. I would like to build a top for her so that I can just kind of set it on the top of her and use her as an ironing board, and then take the board off when I'm not using it. That is the goal in mind. I also have an old changing table from when the girls were little that I would like to repurpose And I haven't decided if I wanted to repurpose it as another ironing station or if I want to do it as a starching station. Um, I've seen on Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram and things like that, people repurposing those and putting like a plastic tub in them. I'm not sure where they got the plastic tubs from or how they did it, but they put like a plastic tub in it. So then that way when they're spraying the starch, it kind of sprays in the plastic tub and then the tub just wipes out, as opposed to like getting it everywhere. So it's like, that's actually not a bad idea. I might try to do something like that. Because I would like to repurpose it. We paid quite a bit of money for it back when the kids were little. And, you know, being a young parent, you just didn't realize that you really didn't need something like that. So it's been in storage at my mom's house since the kids were too old for diaper changes. And it's been sitting there ever since. So I'd like to find something to repurpose that with. But at the same time, I'm in a very small space. The bedroom that I'm going to be moving into is a little bit bigger than this one. It's laid out differently, for sure. Instead of it going this way, it goes this way. Which I guess for you guys, it doesn't really matter. But it is a little bit longer and a little bit wider. Not much. Like a couple feet, really. But it's at the end of the hall, as opposed to kind of in the center of the house. So the sound doesn't carry as much. It's, you know, further away from all of the excitement of the day. So it's a little bit easier to keep up with the sound. And it's a little bit of a bigger room. Like I said, it's not, this room is more square, that one's more long. So it's going to be a little bit better with regards to that as well. So I'm excited for it, but I also know that my daughter, who's currently in the room, is not excited for it. She's actually really upset about it. But we're trying to make it as easy of a transition for her as we can. But, you know, the reality is that she's moving out. She'll be graduating from college, and she'll be moving out, and I want to use the space because, you know, 8 months out of the year, she's not in it. So might as well use the space a little bit more wisely. This room will become her bedroom while she's home. And then eventually it will become a spare bedroom. And Mr. Wizard has plans to use it in the winter because his studio is actually in our garage. And it can get really cold in there in the winter. So, and really hot in the summer too because there's no heating or air conditioning out there. So he's planning to utilize an indoor space in the extreme temperatures. So that is our plan. Yes, Jean, 100%. 2 feet can make a huge difference. Yeah, 100% it can. And that's why I'm excited about it. I'm excited to kind of be able to utilize a little bit more of the space. I've been kind of thinking in my head about what I want to do, and I'm going to have to purchase some new furniture for sure, but I'm going to definitely have more storage space. I'm going to have some shelving units and things for sure. So I'm excited about it, but at the same time, I know how upsetting my daughter is about it. So I'm trying to be sensitive to that. I believe our moderator has decided to show up. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucas is in the house. Hi, Lucas. I know you've been busy with your family, so no worries. I'm just giving you crap. Fern says my mom rented my bedroom also. Well, I'm not renting it. I'm just, you know, I'm moving her out of it. She's not happy. I understand that. I can understand where that would be upsetting. Jean says, I need 20 additional feet added to my stitching cottage. Jean, you and I both. Mr. Wizard and I drove past. We have the Farm and Fleets. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's like a Rural King, if you're familiar with that. It's basically a farming feed and supply store, but they have all kinds of stuff there. And they've had these sheds, outdoor sheds that they built and they put up out in their parking lot to advertise them. And there's this one that I swear to you, it's almost as big as a house. It is absolutely adorable. And Mr. Wizard and I keep driving by going, that would make an awesome studio. I'm just saying. Of course, he keeps saying for his stuff, you know. And I'm like, no, because that would be large enough that I could buy a quilt, you know, a rack for a long arm, and I could buy a long arm. Because right now, I don't have a room in my house big enough for a long arm rack. The bedrooms in my house are just not big enough for one. I would need a very small one for sure. But I'm like, no, you don't understand. But the problem is, the one we've been looking at is probably as big as our backyard. Like there would be no grass left, which, I mean, you know, we wouldn't have to cut any grass anymore. But I'm pretty sure there's like a homeowners association or something that wouldn't allow for that. But it would be nice. But I agree with you though. Mine needs about 20 more feet as well. Lucas, did you finish all your outdoor stuff, or were you just popping in to say hi? I know you had a bunch of outdoor stuff you were helping your dad with. Kick this fan on here. Hang on a second. You guys hear a humming in the background. I do apologize. That is the fan running. Yeah. I mean, my quilting cottage, or my quilting cave, as I like to call it, is just another spare bedroom inside of our house. It's not external to the house, but man, if it was external, that's where you would find me all the time. I mean, I would go out there in the morning, and you wouldn't see me until in the day. I would. Part of me would love to have a cottage where I could just, you know, set up a TV out there, maybe have a bathroom if that would be, you know, convenient, and I would be out there all the time, for sure. Because I was just popping in to say hi, finished with the concrete, and now have to go shopping, but going to wash up. Fern says, I would love to have room for a long arm. Yeah, Fern, you and I both. Jean says, my husband does have a workshop in our backyard, though, that I do plan on taking over for additional space very soon. He just doesn't know it yet, right, Jean? Yeah, I understand that. Mr. Wizard has the garage. We don't really have any shed or... I mean, we are in a very, very small house. Very, very teeny tiny house. It's just shy of 1,000 square feet. Very small house. And our whole lot is very tiny as well. It's not very big. And you know what? It works really well for Mr. Wizard and I. It didn't work so well when the kids were younger, littler, because it was, you know, we were all kind of on top of each other all the time. But you know what? As the kids got older and moved away, it kind of became the perfect amount of space for us. But at the same time, there's nowhere to really go and hide. You know, because there's really no hiding, you know. We only have one television in the house, or at least before the kids come home, they have their own. But Mr. Wizard and I, we only have one television because where would we put another one? I do have a very large computer screen right here, so I do use that as a television screen sometimes because we do stream our TV. But for the most part, we just have the one TV. All right, so let me show you guys what these blocks are going to look like. We're going to start to assemble them a little bit today, but we're not going to put the final assemblies together. But I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So let me see if I can do this. So we've got, oops, can you guys see the screen up here? So you've got the stars that we made last time. Let's see if I can do this. Stars that we made last time, these stripes that we made, and you can see that these two fabrics are the same. And then we also have the roofs, which I think are actually different. If I remember correctly, they might be different patterns. Yeah, the roofs are different. Well, that does make... I thought the roofs were the same, so that actually makes things a little bit easier. So, and here's the roof. So this is what the block is going to look like. Let me see if I can get that so you guys can see what it looks like. So it's I'm trying to show it to you on an angle, but you know the table is not on an angle. So but that's what it's going to look like. So we've got the roof here, then we've got our star block, and then we've got our stripes here, and then there's a gray border that goes all the way around it, which we have not cut yet, so we'll need to cut that soon. But this is what the block look like. So they're much bigger than we expected. I said 13 by 13, so I think they're a little bit bigger than 13 by 13. But we needed to make sure that these two white pieces here matched up. Okay, we needed to make sure that all the blue for the star was the same, and we needed to make sure that the stripes in the red was the same. And then now the top here is a different blue pattern. I thought it was the same blue, but it's not. So that actually works out better because I thought I was going to have to match that up too. But that's what it looks like. Yeah, I love this pattern too a lot, Jean. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. It is going to be really cute. I'm really excited for it. That's what it's going to look like. So we're going to put a couple of these together. Not the whole block. Just we're going to attach the stars to the stripes. Because that is our next set of instructions anyway. And then we're going to attach a few of them. I don't know that we're going to get them all done because we got an extra half an hour today. So we're going to start to do that. So we might actually get them all done today. We'll have to wait and see. And then next time we come back, depending on how much this we get done, we might be able to put the whole thing together. Wouldn't that be exciting? All right, so I need to make sure that I'm orienting these things correctly. So I have to make sure. And now it looks like there are no seams to match them. Sweet. No seams. There are no seams. Well, guys, either there's something going on with my vision or this light behind me keeps flickering on and off. And now this light is it's like a little, like on an arm, and it's really old. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's starting to go, honestly. But I'm starting to feel a little bit like I'm having a stroke. Because it's kind of flashy on me. It's a flashing on me. Come on. Right. There's a lot of seams on that star block, and so the machine is being a little finicky with those seams. Just kind of go slow. Don, Lucas was here a little bit ago. Why is there a problem? You'll be ready for July, absolutely. Carrie needs thimbles. Oh. Let me see if I can do that. Naomi tried to gift Carrie some symbols. Sometimes that command works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh my gosh, that is so cool, Jean. She says, your channel and episode comes up when I Google the pattern. Oh, that is so neat. Oh, that is awesome. Sylvia says, my battery's low, have to go. No problem, Sylvia, we understand. Carrie is out of thimbles. Well, let me see if I can fix that. Lucas usually takes care of that, but he has to do that on his laptop. I do know how to do it. Let me see if I can do it. Let's just hope I don't screw something up and make it worse. But we will try and fix this for you, Carrie. So give me just a minute here, lady. Usually Lucas takes care of this for us. Wow, my computer is lagging today. Wow. Let me see if I can do it, though. I have to sign in, though, so give me a second. Because I am not currently signed in. Let me see what I can do about that. Yeah, the last thing we want is for somebody to be out of thimbles. Lucas is much more versed on all the commands and everything, but I do have access to do it, and I do kind of know how. So let's see if I can figure this out. Cloudbot. Loyalty. Let's see. Carrie. That is not what I wanted. My computer is lagging out today. My goodness. My goodness. Let's see. Kerrie. Let me see if I can find you, Carrie. I gotta go through the whole list, so give me a minute. It said you only had 25, so I gotta go all the way to the back. There we go. Let's see if I can find you. Carrie. Carrie, try it now. Do exclamation point thimbles in chat. I think I fixed it. I think you should have 1,000 of them now. My apartment building goes 1 week power. What does that mean? I'm not sure I now understand what that means. Oh, did your apartment go 1 week without power? Judy, I was wondering if you were sewing them correctly. Oh, Carrie says she lost power for 5 minutes. Judy wants to know, am I sewing that right? She thinks I'm sewing it wrong. Let me check. Let's check the thimbles first. All right, good job, Carrie. You now have 1,000 thimbles to play with. See, I knew how to do it. I just don't do it very often. Lucas is much better at it than I am, but I do know how. Carrie is back into the game. They wanted to know if I was doing this correctly. I think I am, but let's check and make sure, Judy. Because you never know. I could be doing it wrong, so let's see. So I need this star. Now, when I was laying it out for you guys, I was laying it out this way because it was upside down. When I'm looking at it myself, I need the star on the left-hand side, and I need the stripes on the right, and I need them to go like that. So let's just check and make sure that I'm doing them all correctly. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Yep, I'm doing them correctly. But Judy, I appreciate you taking a closer eye on it and making sure and pointing out that I might have been doing it wrong. So I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. You guys keep an eye on things for me. But yes, so far they're so good. So far they're good. I'm sure I'll manage to screw it up at some point though. All right, Carrie, just don't spend them all in one place. All right, let's see if we can get the rest of these going. Not sure that we're going to get them all done by today, but we're going to sure try. We're going to give it our best go. I wonder if it's that light that's flickering. I'm not sure, but one of the lights in here is flickering. I don't know which one, but it's making me a little insane. I just haven't figured out which one yet. Go. Pattern is not available at Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, that's too bad, Jean. I'm sorry to hear that. And I am not the type that's going to share a pattern that is exclusive like that. It's just not... It's not something I want to do. But it should be easy enough for you guys to figure out. It is a 4-point star and stripes and a roof. And the roof was made using strips this way and strips this way and then triangle pieces. So it shouldn't be hard for you guys to be able to reverse engineer it. But I'm sorry that I can't give the pattern away. I don't like sharing patterns like that. To me, that's just not, it's not right. But it should be easier enough for you to reverse engineer. My daughter's yelling. I don't know what she's yelling about, but she's yelling something. I have EQB, so we'll try a variation of my own. Never do it exactly like another pattern. No, absolutely, 100%. In EQB, Dawn says. Yep, Fern, yeah, this is an easy one to put together for 100%. And I'm sorry, guys, I just don't like sharing, you know, purchase patterns. You know, I mean, I'll give the single pattern away when I'm done. Well, actually, no, in this case, I said I was going to keep it. I'm keeping it. But I don't like, you know, I like to try and support these creators. You know, they have to make a living too. And this is copyrighted material, so you got to be careful with it. And I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe I didn't sew this one wrong. Maybe I just flipped it over. We'll check it in a minute. Yes. Well, Jean, I'm glad you appreciate that. Yep. I just wanted to make sure that one, like, I flipped it over, so I was like, uh-oh, did I do what Judy said I did? And the good news is I didn't. Ooh, what happened here? That one never got sewn, so we're going to have to fix that one. Fix this one. Quite sure what happened there. That one didn't quite sew up. The pieces didn't line up quite right, so that one. That one. Couple more left. Judy says, if I was smart enough to be able to design a pattern, I wouldn't want people giving it away either. Judy, I mean, I don't know how to design one from scratch. I don't know how to design a pattern from scratch. But I have gotten kind of okay at being able to look at a block and figure out the size of the pieces to be able to kind of reverse engineer it. Now, I don't share any of that work that I do. I don't share that or don't resell it. I don't try and make a profit out of it or anything like that. But I have been able to do that successfully. But I would never take credit for designing a pattern. I am not that creative. There are way, way, way more creative people out there that are much better at that than I am. And I try my best to respect those creators by not giving out all the cutting sizes or cutting, instructions. I try not to show the cutting instructions on my Zoom cameras when I can. Things like that. I try. Not always successful, but I do try. And as I'm sewing these together, I'm not even paying attention that I'm supposed to be matching up the stripes. Oh my goodness. You guys, why didn't you tell me? You were right. I wasn't sewing it together correctly. Judy, you had it correct all along. I just didn't understand what you were saying before, but you are right. I didn't sew these up correctly. Some of these up correctly. So these are correct. So this one's right because the inside pattern matches the stripes. And I had one other one where the inside pattern matches the stripes. So those two are done correctly. But Judy, you were absolutely right. I didn't realize that's what you were trying to tell me. But I didn't sew them up correctly. It just dawned on me as I looked at these. I'm like, wait a minute. She was right the whole time. I mean, not that I didn't doubt you. But I just didn't realize what you were trying to tell me. So let me get the rest of these sewn up, and I'll have to pull these all apart after. Fern says, time is almost over. Time flies when you're having fun. Absolutely, Fern. 100%. Especially when you don't do things correctly the first time. My goodness. Judy was right. I was wrong. Judy, I'm sorry. I understand now what you were trying to tell me. I thought you were telling me that the blocks weren't oriented correctly. I didn't realize you were trying to tell me that I wasn't matching up the fabrics correctly. If you did say that in chat, I missed it, and I apologize for that. I see now what you were talking about. Yep, Jack the Ripper comes out again. You just wanted Jack in your hands again. Yep, that's what it is. That is exactly what it was. Yep, I just wanted to spend more time with my buddy Jack. As Sean likes to call him, his best mate. Best mate, Jack. Oh, boy. That's alright, though. You live and you learn, right? These ones are okay. These two I'm matching up. But I'll have to get the other ones together. Okay. Do I have that one? Nope. Alright. Put these apart. I got some of them right. I got about half of them right. Got 2 stars there, 1 stripe here. Why do I have 1 stripe and 2 stars? That's weird. Where are my stripes? Oh, here's another stripe. Here's another star. Get this one sewn up, and then we'll probably end this stream here because I've got some blocks to take apart and put back together. And I've got some fabric I need to cut for next week's stream. Next week we're doing a Mother's Day stream. If you guys are not able to make it, I completely understand. I would much rather you spend the time with your family and you can catch the replay later. I'm hoping to have a special guest. I have to remind them. They said they would be here, but I have to remind them again. We are going to be doing a special project just in celebration of Mother's Day. It is going to be a tulip table runner. We're just going to do the top. We're not going to do the backing or that kind of stuff. We'll do that another time. I found a pattern online for a tulip. I gave you guys a link to where I found that pattern. So if you're interested in making it with me, again, if you can't make the live stream, that's okay. You can always do it as a replay later on. I gave you the link in the description of that video, not of this one, of that one. You can follow the link to show you how to make it. Looks pretty easy to do. I have not made one yet. I'm actually hoping to get one made today out of scrap pieces just to make sure that I understand how to do it. Because I like to, when I'm doing a brand new block like that, I like to try and put one together off camera so that I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. So I don't look like a complete fool when I'm putting it together. You know, like right now. I like to put those together ahead of time so that I know what I'm doing. So if you're able to join me, great. If not, I completely understand. Our next After Dark edition is going to be in 2 weeks. I think it's the 25th, if I remember correctly, where we will be putting Clue 4 together. Most of you will have gotten your clues already by then, and if you are comfortable putting them together on your own, you're more than welcome to do so. I would never ask you to wait for us. If you are comfortable doing it and you don't need our help, then go right ahead. If not, you can just hang out and wait for us, and we will help you put it together. As always, if you're working on your previous clues and you have any questions or you've gotten stuck and you've watched the video and you just don't understand or you need help, further help, please feel free to reach out to me however you want to. You can do it through Instagram, or I'm sorry, through Facebook. You can do it through email. You can leave a comment on any of my videos, especially if it's one of the videos for the clue that you're working on. I I am happy to answer whatever questions I can. I'm not an expert, but I will do my best to try and help you. As is evident by the fact that I'm taking apart these blocks. Oh my goodness. I am going to finish taking apart these blocks here and get them sewn back up together so that the next time we come back to this project, we will be able to actually put we'll be able to put the roof on the blocks, and we'll be able to get everything together, and then we'll be able to start cutting. Can you tell I'm a quilter? My goodness. We'll be able to start cutting the fabric for our sashing all the way around, and we'll be able to start getting these blocks together. So I'm going to guess we'll probably need 3 more episodes of this project before it's finished, but not to worry, because we're going to be starting on another new project coming up soon. I think the first episode is in June. I'll have to check my schedule again, but we've got a bunch of new projects that are coming about because we're finishing up our old ones. So we're going to be starting on a bunch of new ones. And Lucas is going to be coming on and starting his own project too. So lots of fun things happening on the channel over the next course of the few weeks. Keep an eye on the channel. I do try my best to post a schedule whenever I can. I do not have one for May right now. It just kind of got away from me. So kind of do a week by week for May, and I apologize for that. June's going to be a little crazy, so I need to get a schedule out for June so you guys can see what's going on there. And then July, we're going to be skipping at least the first week of July, maybe the second week of July. It all depends on how construction goes. But I'm going to keep you guys updated on how things are going via pictures on our Instagram and our Facebook, so make sure you're following us there so you can see. I'll even try to post some pictures in the community tab on our channel. So if you are a subscriber and you do have the notifications on, then you should also see the community messages as well. So you'll be able to see that. But I'll tell you guys more about that as the time gets closer. But for right now, I'm going to leave you guys here. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all your patience with regards to my having to pull Jack out a couple of times. Thanks for sticking around. Love seeing what you guys are working on. Don't forget to post stuff on Facebook and Instagram. Also, just again, if you guys are interested in these really cool coffee mugs, or even a t-shirt or a tank top or a drawstring bag, check out our merch page. We've got a couple of interesting items there you can check out, purchase for yourself, and then also support the channel at the same time if you're interested. All right, guys, you have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all next weekend for Mother's Day, hopefully. If not, I'll see you on a replay later. Have a great one for now, guys. Bye-bye for now.